Welcome back, everybody. As you probably guessed from the title of the video, today we are going over Olight's Black Friday sale. I know a lot of you guys love Olight, a lot of you guys don't love Olight. That's fine. I really don't care. I just kind of give my impressions of my experience with the lights and let you guys make the decisions. So we have a ton of lights in for this flash sale. It's their biggest flash sale of the year, obviously Black Friday. And we're just going to walk through them, and then we're going to show you guys a beam comparison of the different lights and what they can do, what they're capable of. And then at the end, I suppose we'll wrap it up. But I'm just going to walk through them. Some of them are tactical, if you will, and some of them are not. This would be the are not one. This right here is the Swivel. It's got a really wide, like 180-degree throw via this output source, and then this one here is more traditional flashlight. As you can see, it opens all the way up 180 degrees. It charges via a USB port there on the side, USB-C, and it has these magnets on there so you can stick it on things. So if you're working on your car, you can stick it on your hood and it'll illuminate your engine bay. There's a myriad of reasons that this thing would be helpful. I keep one in my car, so that way when I'm cleaning up at the range, I just stick it to my car and illuminate the whole area, and I can pick up my brass and things like that, check chambers, etc. So this one here could be tactical, could not be. It's one of my favorites that Olight makes. It's the Javelot Pro 2. It comes in a hard case, which is nice, with pre-cut foam. And it is a candela monster, as you guys are about to see here in just a second. Recharges via the tail cap here. It also has a gas pedal tail cap, so if you can push halfway in and you'll go on low, and then full press puts you on high. You can also work through the different modes here on the side selector, and this also tells you your battery level as well. Obviously has a super deep reflector, so that way you can really throw that candela out there, and it has this nice grippy surface on there. Like I said, can be used for hunting. It has a 1-inch body, and Olight does make light mounts if you want to attach it to a 1913 rail. They also offer the option of a tape switch. I've said it before, I'm not a huge fan of tape switches in general. I'm not a huge fan of this one. It does lock on. It didn't used to do that. So it magnetically attaches just like the charger would. And then you can push forward to lock it in place. And at this point, I mean, I'm yanking on that thing. It will not come off. But once you pull that collar down, it can come off. I've had this actually get bumped during full auto fire in the past. I realize most of you guys aren't using full auto fire, but just know it can happen. And then our switch here is actually nice. It has a 1913 interface on there, and it has a small button for low. Press that and you will be on low, and then it has a big button for high. You can momentarily press it for momentary, or click it real quick and get constant on. But yeah, they do offer that weapon mounted capability. A friend of mine uses this for bow fishing. Apparently the high candela really lets you see into the water a little bit deeper than most lights would, so there's a lot of different uses for it. Up next we have something that is not a light. This is the knife that is included in Up next, we have something that is not a light. It is the knife that's included for the Black Friday sale. This is the Beagle. Obviously, we have that nice clip there. It is reversible, so you can switch it to either side depending on how you like to carry. And then the blade itself, you guys can get a look there at the geometry of it. It has O knife on one side and Beagle on the other. The grips have a nice grip texture to them, and then that little finger cutout there let you get a lot of leverage on it if you need to do that, but opens super smooth. And Olight's knives have been just impressive for me so far. I have 3 of them and they've all been really nice. Nice little folders. The next light we're going to take a look at is the Warrior 3. This is the color combination for this month. It is red with black, kind of a faded look. We have that 2-way clip, so that way if you guys want to use it on a hat or something like that, you can do so and go hands-free. We have our side operations, which lets you go low, medium, high. And then of course we have the tail cap. Once again, can be weapon mounted if you want to, and can use the switch. And it has the gas pedal type of actuation, so low press for low, high press for on, all of the lumens, and it has that nice grip texture as well. It is O-ring sealed, and the threads on it are lubricated. That's the case for all of these lights that you're going to see here today, and it's powered by Olight's 5000 mAh battery that a lot of the lights use, and has been a proven performer. The next light that we're taking a look at is the i3T Plus. It's powered by 3 AAA batteries, and it has a low-high interface. I know some of you guys like that, some of you don't. I personally wish it was high-low, but it is what it is. It has our tail cap here, and then also that 2-way clip, so that way you can carry it in a pocket if you want to, or again, put it on a baseball hat brim and work hands-free. But the output for two AAAs is pretty impressive, as you guys will see here shortly, but it's a nice slim light that if you EDC it, it's not going to like be a bulky item in your pockets or anything like that. And again, has pretty good output on that high mode there. Next light up is going to be their Warrior 3 here. It does ship like this with this finger loop here, which will aid you in shooting in a number of different ways if you want to use it for that use, but it also gives you a way to retain it. Has a nice little edge here that I wouldn't want to get hit with, but you certainly could use it for that if it came down to it. They also offer a different ring that you can put on there for folks who like to shoot with their carry light in one hand and their pistol in the other and have that nice grip on there. It does give you that ability as well. Tail cap switch, again, half press for low, full press for high. Nice deep reflector for a lot of candela, particularly for a light of this size. It has that nice heat sink out front that allows it to dissipate heat really well, at least for a light of this size, but it does get hot. If you're going to keep it on high for a long time, just know that. And the bezel out there is designed for breaking glass. It has these little balls out there on the end to break through car glass and other types of glass that you may encounter. Next up is the Obulb. We've talked about these before. It has the magnetic charger, and for whatever reason, now they have this O-Buddy thing that you can put it in and charge it. If that's your thing, have at it, but it could work as a little lamp in that configuration. You can also stick these, because it does come with a steel piece that has a 3M backer on it, so you can stick it up in a closet that doesn't have a light or something like that and use it in that configuration to illuminate a dark area. There's a number of uses for these, but this one this month has a motion sensor in it as well, so you could just leave it while it's charging anyway. The motion sensor is active, and you could leave it, I guess, in this, have it charging, and then, you know, in a bathroom or something like that, if you walk in at night, it will turn on. So that is a neat feature that the previous ones, at least to my knowledge, didn't have. Next up, we have this Baton 3 with the wireless charger here, which is also a power bank. This alone can charge this light 3.7 times, and it does so when you put it in there. It automatically starts charging, of course, provided it has power. It is powered by a USB-C cord as well, and this can also be powered the traditional way with a Olight charger on the base of it. And of course, this is magnetic as well, so it will stick to things like so. Stick to your refrigerator. It'll stick to, again, a car hood if it's up and you want to work on it. And it has that two-way clip as well. This one is the winter theme. They have all seasons available for purchase if you're into that, but it has kind of the winter engravings on there. And then next up, we have this guy here, which I think is probably going to be the most popular one with my audience. This is the Baldr Pro R. And basically it's a weapon light that is rechargeable. The previous version of this had the laser underneath and was not rechargeable, ran on two CR123As. This gives you that rechargeable capability. You can choose via the bezel here, the switch from laser only to laser light, and the light only. It's 10,000 candela weapon light. Basically the operation is press and hold for constant on. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, or click it and it will stay on until you click it again. So press for momentary and then click for constant. I think I said that wrong in the beginning, but it does attach to a weapon via this quick attach clip here. The insert that comes with it is set up for Glock rails, but it also comes with a 1913 rail. So there is that. It would be nice on the top of, say, like an AR-15 pistol mounted up on top, and the zeroing of the laser is nice. It's very smooth, and it does come with the Allen key to do it. You can do the elevation on the bottom and, of course, the windage here on the side to dial it in to your gun. But for the money, this is a lot of light, in my opinion. Next up here, we have this guy, which is the i5R, powered by a rechargeable, which comes with it, AA battery. Again, it's low-high interface, not a huge fan of that, but it does have that two-way clip, again, for multiple uses, carrying it in a pocket, putting it on a baseball cap, etc. Next up, we have the O-Pen, which is a very cool product, and I use these all the time. This one for this month is actually made out of copper, so it's going to oxidize over time, which is pretty darn cool. It's a little bit heavier than the other ones, but it is a tactical pen, I guess we can call it, but doesn't really look like one. So with the pen piece out, or the writing piece out, it's a very sharp instrument that you could easily drive into flesh should you choose to do so. Of course, you can just take notes with it as well. You don't have to do that. It's rechargeable via a USB-C port that when you just unscrew it, you can see there. And then the output has two outputs rather. If you press up and hold on your little button here, press up and hold quickly, it will give you the green laser, and then if you press real quickly, it will turn the light on, and then it'll allow you to work through the different modes. You guys probably can't see that at all because it is really sunny right now, but you'll see the output here in just a second. And then lastly, I believe, is the Olight headlamp that you guys see right here. Obviously it's powered by this USB-C charger here, and that's kind of the power bank of it. And then up front, it has several different types of output reflectors that you guys can see there, and the Array 2 also offers the ability to sort of swivel on the head there, so it's pretty slick in that regard, but you get a really long run life with it, rather, due to the power bank that's on the back rather. Now with that, we've kind of gone over all of them. Let's check out the beam comparisons of these lights and see just what they illuminate and what they won't. This is going to be the first video from the Mr. Guns and Gear channel Southern Command that we're showing lights off in anyway, so the trees are going to look a little bit different than what you guys are used to, but we'll walk you through it. I had my laser rangefinder out here just a second ago, ranging everything, so we will let you guys know the distances. So I have my Warrior 3 here, and I'm just going to walk through on the side buttons. That is on low. Obviously that bush there is about 5 yards in front of us, and then right there, those two trees as well as that bush pile right there are about 15 yards in front of us. And then I'm going to turn the light on high to kind of give you a better idea. That tree right there next to the palm tree is about 22 yards. Those two right there are about 40 yards. And then all the way out there, that big tall one right there, that one, the dead one, the taller one, is 160 yards away. So you guys can see what it looks like there, zoomed in. Whenever I zoom in, it's what I see with my human eye. It's hard to kind of transfer what things look like in low light, but that is what it looks like there, as you guys can see. Just all the way around, a wide beam pattern with a good hotspot. That hotspot there at the 15-yard distance is probably about 12 feet wide, and then the spill, as you can see, goes pretty darn far. Now if we work through rather the side buttons, low, as you guys can see here, it's going to give you all extended battery life, but not a lot of output. You can definitely still see stuff there over there at 15 yards, but bumping it up to medium is a significant difference. You're able to see those trees that are a little bit further out. And then on high, you can see pretty much everything. You can kind of faintly see that 160-yard tree, but if we zoom in, you kind of don't have as much detail as when you bump it to turbo. Right now we're looking at the Array 2, which is the headlamp. As you guys can see there, it is on low mode, and then if we bump it up there to the different modes, all the way up to high, again, that is with a headlamp. You're getting pretty darn good throw for something that's really not designed for that, but it's designed for close-up handwork. But as you can see, it kind of throws a wall of light. Right now, it is pointed literally 90 degrees from the camera, and it's still illuminating stuff out there. As you guys can see, right now it's about 80 degrees, and then back on, full on out. Again, for a headlamp, that is some pretty impressive stuff. And just work through the modes again. Low, medium, high. Not too shabby. Right now the output that you guys are seeing is from the swivel, and as you can see, I'm throwing out that wall of light. It is literally 180 degrees. I want you guys to actually see the light so you can see where it's oriented and then the pattern that's coming out of it. And then one click, of course, is going to turn it off, and then when you're in the low mode, click it and it bumps it up to high, and you can see there how well it is illuminating some of that stuff that's even further out. And we're going to press and hold, and that will take us to the flashlight mode. As you guys can see there, same thing, single click, we'll turn it off, single click back on, and then single click down to low, off, single click, high. You can see it's not a super thrower, but for what the light is designed for, it is a very, very versatile option. Right now I'm using a shotgun mic, and I have no idea if the shotgun is picking it up, but my neighbors are having a party and playing some loud music out there. But that right there, that laser that you guys can see, is coming out of the O-Pen. It's a pretty powerful laser. Once again, you know, out there at distance, you can see it hitting stuff, some trees, some stumps, some shrubbery. And then of course when we bring it in here, very, very easy to see over here on the actual close-up palm tree, and then over here at 15 to 20 yards. And then of course click it to turn it off, and then we'll click, and that will bring the pen, as you guys can see, on low, and we'll work through the different modes, and that is high. So as you can see, for a pen light, it is way brighter than like an iPhone would be, for example. Is it a candela monster? Absolutely not. But just the fact that you can actually see those trees out there at 15 and 20 yards is pretty impressive for something of this size. I realize I just washed out the camera, but I just kind of want to show you I am actually using a pen. The output that you're seeing now is from the i3T Plus. Again, it's that long, skinny light powered by the 2 AAA batteries on low. And then if we go ahead and click it twice, that will bring it on high. Again, you're getting, for a light that's powered by 2 AAAs, a pretty good beam pattern considering the spill. It's a very broad spill, as you guys can see here, not designed for throw at all. And if we kind of zoom in there, you get an idea. Again, those trees out there are about 40 yards away. Obviously, the far one out, you're just not really going to be able to see much out there, but again, that's 160 yards. Bring it on in, though, and you're going to get plenty of situational awareness in your backyard if that's what you're using it for. Right now, you're just looking at the moonlit sky, and then if I bring this up, I'm not sure if the camera really shows it all that well, but we are using the Obulb on low. Tap it up there, and that is on high. Again, not a candela monster, not designed to be, but it's going to give you good situational awareness all the way around you. Inside of a cabinet or something like that, it does quite well. Again, there is the little Obulb, and then how it lights up that bush in front of us. You guys can see that. And then you can see here, we can work through the different color modes. Also the flashing beacon mode. And while it's charging, this little guy here acts as a motion light. So if you wanted to like leave it in a bathroom or something like that at night charging, as soon as you come in, the motion will turn it on, and you can adjust the brightness of how it's turned on as well when it's in that mode. So kind of a cool little thing. Lots and lots of uses for it. Now we're looking at the output from the Olight Baldr Pro R. Definitely an improvement over their earlier ones. You guys can see the beam pattern, of course, for a weapon light. Kind of a good all-around type of situational awareness combined with good candela. It's got 10,000 candela. Of course, we have the laser on right now, as you guys can see as well. But you can adjust that and turn the laser off like we have it now by just rotating the bezel. And then, of course, you can go laser only if that's your bag. But as you can see there, again, 10,000 candela. We'll zoom out to that 160-yard tree, and you can still see some stuff out there. So to be able to get, you know, if there was an animal out there or something like that, or a person, you would definitely be able to tell it at 160 yards with a pistol light. Of course, that absolutely can be used on a rifle as well. Not too shabby. Now you're looking at the output from the Olight Baton 3. This is on low. I should also mention that whatever mode you turn it off on, it has a memory and will always come back on that mode. So let's work through the different modes here. That would be medium. That would be high. So on high, you get a pretty good output, especially considering the size of this light. It's comically small for the output. So again, 15 yards over there, 20 yards over there, I think 40 yards over there if I remember correctly. I am already forgetting at this point. And then if we go into turbo mode, just double click it, and that's turbo, which is pretty crazy again from a light of this size. So we're going to zoom out there and see what we can actually see. And again, that thing, that tree right there, guys, my finger will come in on it, I think, if I can. Right there. That thing is 160 yards away. You probably wouldn't be able to tell if the person was out there, but just the fact that you can actually see it at all with a light, again, of that size is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And you can see there, again, just a really balanced overall beam pattern. The hot spot there, probably at 15 yards, is probably 20 feet. But again, you guys can see the edge there as we kind of come off right there. So you get good situational awareness all the way around. So I've been saving the big candela monsters for the end, and right now you guys are looking at the Warrior X3, and this is on the low mode. So as you can see out there, we definitely have a good centralized hotspot. Over here you can see how tight it is compared to the other lights that we've been looking at, and as well the spill is just not as wide. It is definitely a candela monster, especially when we go ahead and hit that tail cap and go all the way out to full power. So again, look at that light. It's just doing an awesome job of throwing that light. We're going to zoom in out there at 160 yards. You guys can see just how much better it's doing than any other light that we've shown you guys so far. Those trees behind it are at least 100 yards further back. There's actually a bald eagle's nest. You guys can see it. I'll put an arrow on it. But there's a bald eagle's nest in one of those trees as well. And the eagles fly around here during the day. It's kind of fun to watch. But again, 160 yards, that tree right there. And it is super well illuminated. I'd be able to tell easily a person. I'd be able to describe their clothing, all of those sorts of things at 160 yards with this light. Considering the size, pretty impressive. The output that you guys are looking at right now is from the Olight Javelot Pro. It's one of my favorite lights they make because it is a candela monster, as you're about to see. But we are on the low setting right now, just using that side switch, and you guys can see a very, very tight beam pattern, not a lot of spill, and we'll work through the different modes using the side mode, and just take a look at that. So again, that is not even on turbo yet. That's just the high on the actual side button there. And look how bright that is. And again, those trees behind that, again, the eagle's nest is top left on your screen. That eagle's nest is over 200 yards away. So if we go ahead and actually hit the high button from the rear switch, look at that throw. That's nuts. Again, the dead tree that's in the middle there, we've been talking about 160 yards away. Those ones behind it are another 100 yards away. And just look at the clarity that we can get. Let me zoom in a little bit more if I can. And I can. Look at that. Throw monster. The camera doesn't do it justice, guys, in terms of just how far away that is and just how clear it is. I mean, it's just crazy. That eagle's nest is right there, guys. You guys can see it probably in that V. And, I mean, just nuts in terms of output. But it comes at the cost of not having a lot of spill, as you guys can see as well. So we back it out there. You guys can see that the cone there is pretty tight with a super, super tight hotspot. And when we hit that tree right here, you guys can see it is bouncing back a lot of light right towards the camera. So pros and cons for sure, but if you want a searchlight, this is the one to get. Or if you're going to use like a long range hunting light for hunting coyotes or something like that, this is a 1-inch mount body rather, so it works with all the 1-inch mounts, and you absolutely could mount it up to a rifle and take advantage of that throw. Now that you've seen the output, that's pretty much all I have for you today, guys. Again, there will be a link in the video description to pick all of this stuff up. The dates should have already been rolled in. Additionally, at any time, non-sale items, code Mr. Guns and Gear will get you 10% off over at Olight's site, and all the free gifts and stuff like that. If you want them, I suggest going over there early in the sale because sometimes they go out quickly, but that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.